Hi everyone. So I was thinking about life's problems, and I was thinking how we can minimize those problems. And if we do minimize those problems, then the world would be a happier place because it'll be one less thing that people have to deal with, right? Because why do people get frustrated and angry? Because they have to do this, they have to do that, they have to do this, they have to do that. They have to do so many things. And one thing that I would like to, like they say in Bethel Church, propose is the fact that there's other people out there that know how to do something, that know how to resolve a problem, they know how to troubleshoot something, and then they instantly assume that everyone else in the world knows how to do exactly that. And that's what I love about Facebook, because Facebook, you can go on there. You don't have to buy a domain name. You just go on there, you sign up. You can create your own, you know, URL without purchasing it. Everything's so simple. There's no complications. And then if that URL is not available, then it tells you and alerts you like this URL is already taken. And that's the way I would personally create websites, and allowing the users to upload images to their websites and all that stuff. Because a lot of the website builders out there, they're not providing those necessities to people, and that's why Facebook flourished and is flourishing to this day. And it goes beyond that, right? It goes way beyond that. Um, there's other little problems that we have to deal with. Like, for instance, not even just that alone. Just think about like the DMV. People have to go to the DMV. They have to stand in long lines just to correct some paperwork. When we could be doing that online, and we should be able to do that by this time. And there's a bunch of other little things that people have to do online, and like even one password and remembering passwords, like that was of the past. Like now we have fingerprints, we have voice recognition, we have our cell phone which connects to us, our social security number. I mean, I don't even think our cell phone is creditable anymore. I think more of a stronger connection with an individual is through their social security number. And that's what I'm saying. Like when someone signs up for a phone, even a free phone or a prepaid phone, they should be putting their social security number in that, in whichever country they're in. That way, we can all know who the person is and stuff like that. Um, so we can do all this that I'm talking about and resolve a lot of the problems out there, a lot of the issues. Because there's a lot of people out there who are struggling. They have to do so much, like single mothers, families, institutions. They have to do a lot of the runaround. And I can't judge them. I mean, they're the ones that have to do all the hard work. I could just imagine all the work they have to go through and all the stress that they face. And even then, I don't even come close to that, right? So by fixing more problems in this life, we'll all have a better like transition to the future, because the future is going to propel us to the future regardless, right? And what's getting more and more complicated is the fact that we never corrected these little problems, which are pressure pressuring us with little time, window time, window frame times, window frame like time to get that shit done, to correct it, to resolve it, right? So we only have a little bit of time to correct those problems, because we have other problems and other things and other things on our agenda for the daily agenda. But if we were to resolve those issues in the past for and analyzing all the issues and hiccups that people go through and documenting that on the World Wide Web, the internet, then we would be able to assist people better. And people that have no idea about certain things, and we're all smart, eventually we could all figure shit out, right? Especially people that do that for a living. Obviously, it comes naturally to them, but people that are barely learning, it should be simplified. Everything should be a simple transition. And by us, correcting a bunch of these little bugs here and there, then we will be able to help people along the way, because they're not going to be scratching their heads trying to figure out all this stuff, and by the time they figure it out, it's like 2 days later or something like that, or something that someone else could have assisted in. That's why we have the World Wide Web, the internet. So basically, the assistance that someone else received, providing that same assistance to other people, and hopefully through the internet, so people are not wasting their time. People have more liberty to spend time with their families, with their loved ones, so they can have more liberty to do whatever they like doing, instead of, or as opposed to them, dealing with life's issues over and over, like a perpetual door that's never ending, like a nightmare that never ends. Like we have to deliver ourselves from that bondage. And we all have to do that together, all of us. And we all have to work together. Whether some people agree with it or not, I think that's irrelevant. But I believe that we really need that. We really need that. Definitely need that in our lives. We need that to impact our lives. Um, just like signing up to a website, or creating an account or whatever. It's just too much runaround. It should be simplified by now. And people that work in those industries should be mindful of people that don't understand. Like my grandma, for instance, she's like 70 something years old. If she could just scan her eyes or speak, put her fingerprint, whatever, and pay her bills, receive her money right there without having to go to the bank, without just really doing anything, just right there, boom, everything's taken care of for each person through the World Wide Web, then guess what? We minimize the traffic on the freeways. Now we shorten the lines. You guys see the fucking pattern? Or do we have to go back to the basics? And if so, a lot of people are going to fucking die.